Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a 7-round mock draft for the Las Vegas Raiders. In my previous 2023 mock draft, someone commented that they wanted a 7-round mock for the Raiders. It got enough likes, so here we are. I do appreciate Raider Nation. You guys tend to show up pretty big in my videos, so I want to keep doing Raider content as long as you guys show up for me. So while you're here, please consider liking the video and subscribing, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I am a Washington fan. I try to present that pretty openly to claim my bias, but I've done a little bit of research on your needs, and so I want to do a mock draft to see what we come up with for the Raiders. I think the camp should be pretty split, and I'm not going to do this one because there's not going to be 2 quarterbacks available to you. Let's just reroute that real quick. 7 rounds, fast. So let's see who shows up, because I want to present you with a realistic option. Once again, nothing. Last time I'm going to try it. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, so we're here. 3 of the 4 quarterbacks have been taken, which I feel like is pretty realistic. I also think it's very realistic that all 4 are gone. A lot depends on what Detroit will do or if anybody trades up. So the Raiders Nation, I'm sure you guys are probably split down the middle of Jimmy G's our guy, at least for this year, and we'll draft next year, or do you draft a guy this year to move forward with that? To me, I think you try to win with Jimmy G. He's proven that he can do it in San Francisco, and the contract y'all gave him, it's enough that you should feel okay with him starting. Maybe you take a later round flyer on a quarterback this year, and then maybe you go all in next year, depending on what he's able to do with the team this year. So to me, you're between 2 picks. You're between Paris Johnson. Actually, Christian Gonzalez dropping is interesting. So 7, 8, and 9 overall picks, or overall rated on this site. Those to me are your picks. Those are your options. I don't love Will Levis. If Anthony Richardson fell here, he's a super high caliber player. He's high ceiling, but needs some time. He'd be like the perfect candidate. If he drops to 7, and I'm the Raiders, I'm sprinting to the podium to take him. In this scenario, though, which I think is the most realistic, Levis being there with Gonzalez and Johnson, you've got to determine who's the highest on your board. To me, it's not Levis. I'm going to go with Christian Gonzalez right here. He makes the most sense to me. I know you need to protect Jimmy G, but I'm hoping that I can do that right here. Yes, with either Dawan Jones or Darnell Wright. To me, I prefer Jones. And so you've protected him in the 2nd round. You've now got hopefully a lockdown corner, and you've got your right or left tackle, however that they view him, to help protect Jimmy G and keep him upright. So we're into the 3rd round, and this one's interesting. I've got a couple guys that I keep seeing that I want to come back to. So one is Sam Laporta. Dalton Kincaid's fine. To me, Sam Laporta is the all-around tight end, and he's from Iowa, which is a huge bonus. So I think that he makes a lot of sense here. You can also look at Tanner McKee, but he might be there in the 4th round. Jaron Hall's not bad either, but I am going to get you guys a tight end. You traded away Darren Waller, so why not pick another tight end? Sorry, I almost picked the wrong one. Sam Laporta, I like him to come in and be able to do a little bit of everything, be a 4-down or 3-down tight end, can handle the blocking and the receiving duties. I don't expect him to have as high a ceiling as Darren Waller, but I think he'll have a pretty high floor. So you're now to the end of the 3rd round. This is the pick that you got for Darren Waller. So maybe I should have waited and see if we could have gotten him with that pick. It would have been pretty cool. But, I know that it'd be nice to have maybe a pass-catching running back. You guys are going to ride Josh Jacobs into the ground, which is cool, but, you want to be able to rotate him through. There's a lot of guys available here. In particular, I love Deuce Vaughn, so I might try to get him later. Chase Brown, they don't have the report on, but pretty sure he's decent at pass catching. Let's look through this. You guys could use a center for sure. Do we have anybody that's in this range? John Gaines is okay, but not this early. You guys could also use a safety. What's the safeties looking like right now? Trey Dean out of Florida. I think that might be where I end up going. Yeah, let's go Trey Dean and address the safety. I don't expect him to come in and be an immediate starter, but he's someone that can add depth and potentially make big plays on special teams until he's needed in the actual lineup. So we only moved down 9 more picks. Going to go with just best player available. There's a couple linebackers on the board that I like. Deion Henley from Washington State has been getting a lot of publicity lately as a sleeper, so I'm going to grab him for you guys right here. I'm not, and no, I'm not accepting any trades. I want to get as many picks this year as possible and do it. Trading away for a third round pick next year. Excuse me, doesn't really do anything for you guys right now as far as the mock draft goes. So 141, here's where I want to try to jump in, and if he's still here, I'm grabbing him. Deuce Vaughn out of Kansas State. Lightning quick. Should be able to catch some passes. 144, we're up 3 picks later. And let's see if we can look at what we've already done. Trading. Let's see here. Would now be a good time to grab a quarterback. Confirming I haven't done that already. He goes pretty fast. Christian Gonzalez. Probably already passed it. Day one. So we got the corner, tackle, tight end, safety, linebacker. So I think I know what I want to do. Running back. What wide receivers are available right now? Because y'all picked up Jacoby Myers. I'm a big NC State fan as well, so I'm a huge fan of that move. Putting him opposite of Devontae Adams with Hunter Renfrow coming back, hopefully healthy. That's a really good wide receiver core. But you always want young talent for special teams, for if anybody gets injured, you want to be able to lean on somebody. Parker Washington is pretty solid out of Penn State. You're not going to get any stars right here, but you want high ceilings. I just saw him. Raheem Jarrett out of Maryland. I didn't expect them to have one. I like Raheem Jarrett out of Maryland. We're going to take him. He's got a high ceiling, in my opinion. Had a really good season at Maryland this year. And then I want to look at, there he is, Max Duggan. He had a great, phenomenal year. I don't think he was viewed very highly as a pro prospect, but high ceiling, late draft pick. Gets to play behind Jimmy G, who's going to teach him. I like that pick for you guys right there. Now, being this late, I typically just go for best player available. Addressing need at this point is pointless. So defensive tackles, there's a couple up near the top, Jalen Redmond and Colby Wooden. When it comes down to defensive line, to me, if it's close, I always go with the SEC player. So we're going to grab Wooden out of Auburn. And then next up, we're going to grab, let's see here, an edge rusher. I like that. Wisconsin. Let's get a Wisconsin edge rusher because those guys tend to do really well. Then we're back up in the 7th round. I think you guys have 2, maybe 3 picks in this round. 2. Okay. So throwing a dart at the board. And we're going to go ahead and grab Demario Douglas, wide receiver out of Liberty. And lastly, we're going to grab another offensive lineman, Mark Evans. And let's see if it'll bring us up. There's our full draft. So Christian Gonzalez, Dawan Jones, Sam Laporta, Trey Dean, Dan Henley, Deuce Vaughn, Raheem Jarrett, Max Duggan, Colby Wooden, Nick Herbig, Demario Douglas, and Mark Evans. A lot of picks. I don't expect you guys to actually take all of those picks. There's probably going to be some trades to get some better picks next year, or maybe trade up when they see somebody that they really like. And maybe I'll take a stab at that later on if this one does really well. I'll tell you what, if this gets 25 likes, then I'm going to do another 7-round mock draft for you guys where I do trades. Try to make it as realistic as possible. Trade up for some things. Trade to get you picks for next year. But especially in these top 5 to 6 picks, let me know what you think. Let me know if I've improved the Raiders. Let me know what picks you would have made in that spot. But thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.